Now, the first time that I saw Shaun of the Dead, I was still in high school, and I was over at my friend's house sleeping over, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, I think, and I was walking out to the kitchen to like grab another Mountain Dew or something. I don't remember what, and the TV in the living room had been left on, and Shaun of the Dead was on, and it just so happened to be that one scene where he walks all the way out to the shop in the middle of a zombie apocalypse and doesn't notice a single thing.
Yep.
And I just stopped and watched it, and I was like, this movie is awesome. I need to know what this movie is, because I need to watch the whole thing.
I love it. I love it to bits. It's definitely one of my favorite films. That and Hot Fuzz as well. I still haven't seen the third part of the Cornetto trilogy. But yeah, that's on my to-do list because I think it's now on Netflix. So I need to do that.
Same here. The problem with the last one, like I don't know if you've had any spoiler issues with it, but like I haven't seen the third one, but it played on cable one day, which is all that my parents know how to use. They don't know how to use Netflix for the life of them.
Okay.
So plays on cable one day and they watch it, and the following weekend I was over at their house and my mom started talking about, the movie, and she just gave like the whole twist away.
Oh no!
And I was like,
don't you dare! Don't you dare!
Do you know what you've just done to me? And she was like,
yeah.
What do you mean? What I've just done to you? And I'm like, that's the big twist to the movie, and you just told me. And she's like, oh. Whoops. And then she just went on her way. She's just completely unremorseful.
Drop the mic.
For the fact.
Peace out.
She just, okay, whatever. It's not like it matters to me. Like, she barely watches TV to start with. She's too busy, like.
Oh, that's even more insulting.
Yeah. So it's just,
no.
it was terrible. She just didn't get it. That, like, this really upset me. It's like, you spoiled a movie that I do intend to watch.
Yeah.
So,
oh, that's awful. Tell you what, though, my parents are the same. So they've moved in with me recently, and now my TV, like my mom just watches TV, but I try to show her how to use Netflix and sort of like the catch-up services like BBC iPlayer and stuff like that. She's just about gotten her head around iPlayer, but I have a smart TV, so you don't have to like use a console to get to it. You can just log in and use it on the actual TV itself.
On the cruddy remote.
So she's just about managed to do that. But the other day, so they went away for a long weekend, meaning I finally got control of my TV back. So I was trying to play Batman. I was sitting down playing Batman on my PS4. And around like 9 and 10 o'clock, suddenly my TV just changes channel because my mom has just enabled like every single reminder there is. So it comes up with like, for really terrible programs as well, like A Touch of Frost, Murder, She Wrote, CSI Miami, and it's just endless. And my TV now, so when I'm just trying to, play Batman and be the Batman, the channel just flicks over automatically, and I'm like, I was just in the middle of, bringing down the boss. I was in the middle of a really crucial moment, and then, and I'm suddenly watching freaking Angela Lansbury making that face she does when she's like, that's curious, and I'm like, no, stop this. And the thing is, like, I can't find the control to stop this and turn these reminders off. And I told my mom, and I said, do you realize you have these stupid reminders enabled? And she was like, no. And I was like, it keeps on changing my channel when I'm at the crucial moment of Batman. And she's like, oh, that sounds really annoying. I was like, yeah, Mom, it is really annoying. So could you perhaps change it back so it doesn't do this anymore? She's like, I don't remember how to do it. And I'm just like, you don't remember how to do this, but you're the one who's... And I swear to God, yeah. And she keeps on enabling accessibility mode. So there's a mode for I think it's the visually impaired. So visually impaired viewers has like this voice read out what's going on in a scene. Like, so if someone stands up, she goes, I don't know, so and so stands up and looks across the room moodily and stuff like that. And which is great for visually impaired viewers, but when you're just trying to watch TV, it's really annoying. And I came home the other day, Mom's trying to watch TV, and this mode was on, and I was like, I watched her and I was like, is that not annoying? Do you not find that annoying? And she's like, yeah, it's really annoying. I was like, well, why are you watching it? She goes, I don't know how to turn it off. And I was like, but presumably you turned it on. And she's like, and she just looks at me and she goes, your dad sat on the remote and now this has happened. And I was like, well, could you try going through the settings and finding how to turn it off maybe? And she's like, I don't understand your TV. And I'm like, God, move out. And then she hit me with a pillow. So
how long is house hunting going to take? Just leave, please.
So yeah, family life is wonderful, Will Strife. It's great. I'm having so much fun enjoying these magical moments with my parents. I'm cherishing every single second.
I can tell that you are.
Yeah, my eyes twitching very slightly, by the way.
Just slightly?
Twitching.
Only slightly.
Yeah,
I think that I would be having eye spasms at this moment. You'd be asking if I was about to go into like
go a bit special.
You know, if I was gonna go, you know, absolutely, you know, seizure epileptic on you because my tension levels were so high. So.
No, seriously, it's great. But I'm recording from home today, and I had to ask them to leave. I was like, could you go out? And she's like, I could just we could just be quiet in the house while you're recording. I was like, Mom, I'll feel incredibly self-conscious if you were around.
About every single word that I say.
Yeah, exactly. That, and you'll probably start watching Murder, She Wrote again, which I'm pretty sure in your lifetime you've seen the entire series at least 3 times. So, you know, I don't really know why you're still watching it.
Now, what is Murder, She Wrote? I've heard of this show, but I've never heard of it any more than like anecdotally
oh my God,
or in passing.
I thought it was like one of the great staples of American TV.
Probably was. It's probably why I've heard of it, but you know.
I thought it was like Dallas or something like that. I don't know, MASH or something. I don't know.
The hell is Dallas?
You don't know Dallas? Oh my good God! I think Americans are about to go.
I don't know what to say. I mean, it's like I only know about television because people talk about it. Like I'm only aware of Game of Thrones because other people watch it who I talk to. So.
Oh dear. So you're not a big TV fan.
I just, like, it takes an incredible force of divine intervention to get me to the cinema. So,
yeah.
You know, television just being right in the other room, you'd think I'd watch it more. Nope, pretty much the same scenario. So what was the last film that you went to go see in the cinema? The last Hobbit film.
Oh my good God. So about a year ago then, coming up to a year.
For the most part. Yeah. Trying to think if there was another film that I wanted to actually like dedicated legit go out and see, but
yeah,
I can't.
Do you watch films on, you know, deterrence, or, you know, are you, is it just cinema? Are you legit? Too legit to quit?
Not entirely certain what you're asking me there.
Like, do you download films at home and watch them at home, or do you just like not watch films?
I just basically don't watch them. For some, like,
oh, wow.
I don't know what to say. I think a lot of it has to do with my experience with my dad. Like, my dad and we're clearly, you know, I'd say 50% the same man. So if you got to know my dad, you'd probably say, yeah, you're a lot like your dad. But at the same time, we don't see eye to eye. So on the other 50%, we are not the same at all. So or same but different. And one of those things is, like, my dad will watch television all day long. He will not move. He will not get up out of his recliner because he's retired.
Okay.
And he will just sit in front of the tube or the LCD panel these days.
Yeah.
And he will just stare at the TV all day long and channel surf. And he probably won't even watch a whole show. And he's been doing that for my entire life almost.
Yeah.
And we had to share televisions at some point in time. So he was unapproving of my video games because they cut into his TV time.
Yeah.
So I think I developed like a general distaste for TV whenever the Saturday morning cartoons were off, because that was the one thing that I would do when I was a kid. I would actually wake up at the crack of dawn on a Saturday.
Oh my God, I think every kid did that.
To catch the good cartoons.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's something. I remember I actually had I had an argument with my father once, years and years down the line, about video games and using the TV. Because, like normal, he was put off about the fact that I was on the TV and I was playing games, and he couldn't watch, you know, some random
QVC.
mishmash of just constant channel surfing. So, just incredible ADD, if I didn't know better, so...
Yeah.
But he was giving me what for, I guess you could say, about playing these games, and I had just had it at this one moment later in the night. I think it was like 9 o'clock on a Saturday or Friday night or something, and I looked at my dad and I said, "Dad, listen, you may not like my video games, but think of it this way. I spend hours on end in front of this television, pressing buttons and making things happen. I'm interacting with it. And I actually have to dedicate myself to one game. Unlike you, who just sit in front of the TV and watch a whole bunch of mishmash of shows like a bump on the log, okay? So you know what? Why don't you shut up about what I'm doing here and reassess the way that you're using the TV in comparison to me. And I know that like I'm saying it with a lot more attitude right now. Like I said it with a lot more tact and a lot more argument then.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, it's just something that came out of my mouth, and I guess the concept of the argument was gestating for ages on end in my mind. But it came out really, really perfect, and my dad looked at me, and he just left the room. And he never once in my life has he brought up how much he thinks that video games are a waste of time anymore. So...
Oh my god, you schooled him, and... Oh no, that's dad embarrassment. Oh my god. But still though, well done you for laying the smack down.
I was really lucky that it worked out the way that it did.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, and didn't go like the other way or something like that. But that's one thing I don't get about American TV is the amount of adverts that play. So whenever I'm out there and I kind of, you know, switch it on to see what's going on, I'm just always astonished at the amount of advertisements, and I'm just like, how can anyone watch anything on this when it breaks for an ad like every 10 minutes it seems? And it just, you know, when I'm trying to watch a film, it just cuts it up like right at the dramatic moment and then goes back, and you just kind of forget what happened before the advert. Like how do you deal with that? Why is this a thing?
That's actually one of the good reasons why I don't watch TV.
Yeah. But is there like a channel where you can watch where there aren't that many ads, or, you know, like the BBC over here has no ads apart from in between shows. So, you know, it will play a show for like an hour long, and that's it.
Fantasy, Kim. You are BSing. You've got to be BSing.
Nope.
No.
I mean, in fairness, we pay a TV license for the BBC, but that means that we don't have adverts beyond kind of like in between shows.
So wait, whenever you say you pay a TV license, now this is something that I have heard of, that television in the UK is not 100% free.
No, so the BBC, BBC Radio and all of BBC's channels, so I think there's 3, and then maybe like one more, like World Service and News and stuff like that. You pay a license for, which I think currently is £145 for a year. But yeah, that gives you access to all of the BBC's channels, both on TV and on radio and iPlayer and all that stuff. But yeah, what it means is you don't have adverts, basically. Whereas we do have other channels like Channel 4, ITV, Channel 5, that kind of thing, and they do have adverts. But even then, they're not as regular as American TV. It's sort of maybe like every 15 minutes or something like that. Yeah, and even then they're like really short adverts and it goes straight back to the show. So yeah, it seems to me like English TV, when it does have adverts, seems a lot more, what's the word? Like, they're short adverts and they don't break up the flow of the TV show as much. Whereas to me, it feels like American TV shows or films, like they just drop adverts whenever they feel like it, and it's just really jarring. And yeah. That's what I think. But yeah, and I don't mind paying a license fee for the BBC because they do like really good programming. So yeah,
well, I don't know what to say, Kim. I mean, you just described something that I've never even imagined there. I mean,
well, there you go. Today I learned.
TIL. I'm heading straight over to Reddit, and I'm gonna go over to the till section, and I'm gonna put that down. This rain. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm near a bed. Do you want to go near a bed and sleep so we can try and stop it? I think there's one in Shin's house and Rythian's house, if you want to go.
It's cool.
Get out of... No. Take your shoes off.
No, don't worry. The mud is good for the sheets.
Says the person who doesn't have to wash them.
Hey.
Rain, go away. Come again another day. There it goes.
There you go.
Sweet.
I mean, just look at it like this. The girl, the laundry lady. She's got work to do now, and her job is not going to go away because of lack of need. Yeah, there we go.
Well, I have to hire a laundry lady now, or a man. We are an equal gender.
Either way,
opportunities. That's it. Opportunities.
The poor person who's doing the menial task now can continue doing the menial task for pennies, because the job still needs to be done, and they're willing to do it.
I really can't see why you would have a problem with that, especially when you're building a phallic willy building.
It is not phallic. If it's not even gonna look like that in the slightest when it's done. Trust me, all right? Just trust me on this.